to harm the network.
Yeah. Oh, before this happened, I figured out the whole timing, Zombie. Before this all happened, we had been talking to his woman, and his woman said, since he can't be part of the network, I'm going to stand in his place, and we had no problem with that.
Oh, that's right.
And then I asked the damning question. Now, with you standing in his place, are you speaking on your own behalf and voting on your own behalf, and it's your voice, or is this a voice representative of Greg? And she said, no, it's him. And we were like, no, can't have that. No, he's on suspension. He can't deal with the network at all. And I gave shut up, dog. I gave the same premise of just like a police officer that's suspended from their job. They have to turn in their badge. They have to turn in their gun. They cannot participate in any police work. Can't pull people over. Can't do anything like that. And if they do, they get fired.
Exactly.
And I guess she was used as a translator, you could kind of say.
Oh, actually, how I put it is the patsy. That's all. Yeah. That's all she was his little patsy. Go do my dirty work for me. Type of thing.
Right. And we don't have any problem with his woman. His woman is a great woman. She just needs to step up to him. Really, is what she needs to do.
She definitely has a victim mentality, and like I said, her low self-esteem and everything else keeps her entrapped in a relationship because she believes that's the only good that she can do. She is a little on the heavy side, but she is a very beautiful girl regardless. I said, I talked to her after all this was said and done, and I tried to tell her what was going on and what really was happening behind the scenes, and actually gave her the reason why we left the first time and why not. She had a resentment towards Juliet, our new co-owner, because of the fact that she thought that Juliet had done something. Well, I went ahead and I said, you know what, I want to clarify this. I got to get this shit off my chest. I'm tired of this crap. I'm going to clarify this now. So, I just happen to be one of those guys that didn't clear out anything when I get something. And I just happen to have some files that Juliet sent me with him acting and sexually harassing her. So I went ahead and I sent these files to her so she could listen to them. And basically get the idea of what he's really doing when he's on these phone calls with women and when he's not with her. Because that's when it's happening. Anytime he's with her, he's acting like, oh, everything's so great and this and that. And then he gets on the computer and has his own little private life there. And then when he takes off to work and goes to work, he's got his own little private life there. And that includes him sexually harassing people at his places of employment. Customers that come in, and he's been complaining about before for these things, because he's told us about it. Well, somebody claimed that I did this, and I didn't do that. Well, you sure as hell got fired for it, so you're doing something wrong. I said, just telling a woman that she's beautiful, you love her skin, that's not going to get you fired. You did a lot more than that. I said, you made some sexual comments in such a way that they fired you because of it. They said, you make excuses and try to make yourself look better, but you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. And I know how you are, so you can't lie to me and tell me that it's any different.
And so then when we told her that it was a no, that she has to speak for herself. It can't be a voice for him. Then this ball of shit just kind of happened in the afternoon where we couldn't sign in, and he was and it pissed me off. It pissed me off to the point where I had called him. Of course, he ignored my phone calls, and I was not very nice because I wasn't really very pissed off. Well, for my sake, the only reason I was pissed off was because I forked over the money to upgrade the network because he refused to. He wanted to wait until there was a discount, and I was like, it's only $105. Come on. I'll pay it. It comes out of my pocket. It wasn't anything he needed to do. And as co-owners, it's kind of our responsibility. If somebody else can't make the payment, then hey, that's why we have co-owners. To keep it going.
We try
keep it rolling.
The way that we can to keep it rolling. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah. So then he goes behind our back, messes with the network while on suspension. I get pissed off because of the money, and also on top of that, I had just gotten off the phone with one of the most on-fire person to do a show. And his show is actually named perfectly, The On Fire Show. This guy, Daryl Brooks, was so excited when I sent him this invitation to become a host. And he wants to do three nights a week. He's going to do Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. And he called me up. He's like, hey, I'm ready to get on. I was like, hey, when do you want to do it? He's like, I want to do it next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. Okay, awesome, And so I was excited for him because he has connections with people in politics. He knows a lot of people. And his show is basically about being a voice and letting those people have a voice, where the mainstream media doesn't give a lot of these good politicians a voice. He wants to. So, yes, why not? So then he pulls this, not Daryl, but Greg pulls this bullshit. And now I'm pissed off because not just Daryl was going to start this week. He's actually going to be on tonight, which
exactly.
Zombie, I need to talk to you.
Oh, no,
I need to talk to you later. You already talked to him?
I've already seen the message. I got to call him as soon as we're done here.
Okay. So he's going to be on tonight, the On Fire Show. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a plug in right now. 9 o'clock, On Fire Show tonight. 9 o'clock. It's going to be great. We don't know who his guest is, just like Zombie. We don't know who his guest is, but you got to listen in. He's going to be on Wednesday night and Thursday night. So listen in. The guy is very articulate, very intelligent. I'm excited. He's excited. I mean, I've never met anybody so excited, really. And not only that, but American Mama, Juliet, is going to start a show this week, Friday, 7 p.m., before the Freedom Unleashed show, which we need to talk about that show, too. And then we have, I think it was 3, right? 3 service members, 3, in the Army, that are going to start doing their show. We don't know when, but they're in the works of doing it. So we have a bunch of people coming forward saying, hey, I want to do a show. I want to do a comedy show. I want to do a talk show. We have people excited, ready to do it. And then he pulls this bullshit. And it's the most selfish move. Like, go ahead. You can kick me out, You kick me out, fine. You kick Zombie out, fine. But you're kicking all these other people out.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing.
And they had nothing to do with this in the first place. Your suspension was due to you breaking rules that you agreed to.
Yeah.
But for some reason you thought those rules only pertain to other members. I said we hold ourselves to those same rules. if I'm to do something wrong, I expect a suspension.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Audie feels the same way. If I do something incorrectly and I do something where I'm way out of line, I expect to be suspended. And I will take my time to think of what I did and go, you know what, I screwed up here. I'll go ahead and I'll write a statement and I'll come back and do what I have to do. But
yeah, and usually the suspension for anybody is really not that long. It's 24 to 48 hours. It's no big deal.
And that's probably all it would have been with him. I said time enough to cool down and get his head straight. But when you start acting like a child and you start doing things that, I mean, you made us have to fire you.
Yeah.
And to be fired from your own network that you started is pretty bad because, you know what? We came up as 3 owners because we needed 3 voices in there. It didn't need to be one person's opinion like you still were trying to pull. And that's all you were doing is you're pulling that selfish move again of trying to, I'm the owner, I'm going to do what I want with it. Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you agreed to these things when we came back. We double and triple checked, and you kept on saying, yes, I agree, yes, I agree. When we posted the rules, you said you agreed to them. So, when you agree to all that, you have to hold yourself to those standards, not just do what you want, and continue to do what you want still. That's where we became upset. And you know what? I was keeping my cool, and I was keeping my calm, but even at that point, I got mad. And I was about to go see him. And I'm like, so, I know where he lives. And I go ahead and I told his woman that at that point, Audie either wanted his money back or we wanted the network back. And I told her that if it's the money that he's going to get back, just let us know. I'll be at such and such address to come pick it up. And then all of a sudden, things started rolling real quick, and the network got right back into our hands.
Yeah. And I did clarify with her. I said he's got 2 choices. Either give the money back or give the network back. And honestly, I had preferred the network because of all the time and effort that a lot of us had put forth. A lot of us. Greg didn't put forth a lot of effort. I mean, I was still doing my job as a truck driver. I was making deliveries. I still had the time to sit there and edit his retro radio. I still had time to edit the Comedy Barn. Actually, what upset me the most was Thursday night, Friday morning. I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning fixing Comedy Barn to be posted at 2 o'clock Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning to make sure that everything was edited and correct to be played 12 hours later. And that to me shows he didn't put any effort. And then what also upset us was when we found out that he blocked the 3 veterans. Okay, mind you, 3 veterans that he supposedly is wanting to help veterans, but you are bashing and blocking and talking shit about veterans behind their back. Honestly, I hope to God a whole bunch of veterans are listening to this and never, ever deal with Fight for Our Freedom. Ever. If you see the name Greg Birch, run away. Don't deal with him. He's bad news. I'm going to put it out there. Why? Because we're still dealing with it this morning, too. That's why we're late with the show. Well, Zombie is late with the show.
Yes, it's his show. Because We get a message this morning from Spreaker that he's trying to adjust things in our network again.